Good morning, all. I'm filling an order of one pure stock and 2 limited cars. I thought I would come on video here and show you what I'm doing, an alternative to loose washers on your axle. I make my axles out of this material called Aeroplastic. Then I'm going to be selling a 2x6 sheet on my website, plus some different sizes of balsa products. But I wanted to make this video as a instructional video on how to make these built on the side of your car washers that I use. I place it, strip of plastic with a hole drilled through it, and I'm marking a pencil mark on both sides where I'll cut out the balsa, or not the balsa, the side of the body, and then I'm going to be recessing that one. This back one I've already placed on here, but I'm going to do another one so you can see how I did that. And then this area right here, well, you'll be able to make that out, has been applied. The washer that I make is setting on the side of the body of the car, and I'll fill that in with balsa, and I'll show you how I do that in just a minute. Well, anyway, going on to this one, I just want to mark this plastic where I'm going to cut it so I won't have too much excess there. What we're going to be doing is gluing this washer that I've made on the side of the body recessed. The back 2 washers are on the outside of the body. Okay, now we got that there. And from my small airplane days, this is referred to as a razor saw, that you can buy just about anywhere where they sell hobby supplies. It only cuts on the back stroke. Depending on which way you got to turn. But I'm just making a small cut there. Of course, you can do this with an X-Acto blade. Might be a little bit harder. Okay, that's as deep as I want to go. And very carefully just whittle out the side of the body with the recess that you're going to glue your washer that you make out of the Aeroplastic. We get this down a little bit and we'll fit it in there to see if the recess is deep enough on the side of the car. I don't know how well you're making that out, but we're getting a recess in the side. Let's see how our depth is. That's perfect right there. Now, keep that washer there. And this is a Loctite product that I buy at Lowe's. It's called Super Glue. Put this where you made your recess. Don't put it in the axle hole. Be careful not to do that. And start your axle down in there and just push it like that. I'm pulling down, pulling the axle against the body. Take my axle pullers and pull it out. And just to give that a little bit better grip, I'm going to use the thick, I call this a thick super glue instead of the super thin that you've all seen me use a lot of. They make different products. This one's CA glue thin. You put that in there, that's going to go right in your axle hole. Don't do that. And then this is a Great Plains thin instant CA glue. The bottle's almost empty, but you see what I'm doing here. Do not use the thin, but you can use, I call that thick. It doesn't run like the thin does. Now I'm going to tear off a piece of, this is 400 grit sandpaper, and just sand right over the top of that Aeroplastic washer. Because you cut that out in there, there's going to be a little bit of, use the thick because you're working around that axle hole. I smooth it out with my fingers. You can get that glue off, believe me. It's just makes life simpler, kicks the glue off, and helps fill in that gap. When I sand over this, I'm slicking up the washer, plus I'm filling in the gap that was created when I placed that washer in the recess on the side of the car. You can see right here there's sanding dust, and I'm just taking the thick CA glue, putting a little bit there, a little bit there, and I just brush it with my finger away from the hole, that way, and sand again, and that hole's being filled up. That's pretty well got it, and that is really slick. You know, this is 400 grit. You can go on up to 600 or higher, whatever, but even if you just stayed at the 400, that's very slick. Aeroplastic washer by Spacewalker. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to go show you how to put this one on the side and how we put the balsa in and smooth it out. But I'm going to shut the camera off to make sure we don't run out of time.